pegylated liposomal doxorubicin. Then another example is Moderna and Pfizer's mRNA vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine is there. And the iron oxide nanoparticles, mainly iron oxide. Iron is having a high supermagnetic power, so it is used in as a MRI contrast agent. So MRI, that is magnetic resonance imaging, and that's why iron oxide is useful for MRI. Okay, next slide please. We will see detailed types of nanomaterials. So mainly there are, if we look at the different type of nanomaterials, so there are n number of nanomaterials available right now in research, in labs, and in market also. But I have classified these nanomaterials mainly in 7 types. So first type is the main classification which I have given here is based on composition, morphology, and origin of nanomaterial. So first type of nanomaterial, that is carbon based nanomaterial. The carbon based nanomaterial, here 3 carbon based nanomaterials are there widely useful in market. So first material is like a fullerenes. So fullerenes, it is also called as C60 or buckyballs. Here on the top right corner, you can see like football like structure, that is spherical molecule composed entirely of carbon. Only carbon molecules are there. Each carbon attached with other 4 carbon, and it makes this football like material. Okay, the main use, there are n number of use of these all materials. Okay, nanomaterials which I have discussed here, but we will mainly focus their use as in pharma or in medicine world. Are used as antioxidant and for a drug delivery application. Here antioxidant, how antioxidant? So they are useful for cleavage of free radicals. The free radicals in our body cause damage to our cells and tissues. If these fullerenes are present, they cleave these free radicals and they protect our cells and tissue, and thus it can be useful as antioxidant materials. And another use of this is drug delivery. So target specific delivery we can get by using these fullerenes kind of thing. The second carbon based nanomaterial is carbon nanotubes. You can see on cylindrical carbon nanotube on the right hand side below this football. Okay, so they are cylindrical carbon structure with excellent electrical and mechanical properties. So due to its this property, electrical and mechanical property, it is widely useful in biosensor, neural interfaces, and tissue scaffolding. So these are the application. Mainly carbon nanotubes are useful in diagnostic parts. Okay, so diagnostic parts, it is very useful, carbon nanotubes. Then the third one important thing is graphene and graphene oxides. Okay, it is a single layer carbon sheets. You can see beside carbon nanotube. Okay, it is single layer carbon sheets with exceptional strength and conductivity. It has very high strength. Okay, so all three are made up of only carbons. Okay, and the graphene is useful for drug delivery, imaging, and diagnostic purpose in our body. Okay, so next, the first type of nanomaterial is carbon based nanomaterial, in which there are 3 things: fullerenes, carbon nanotubes, and graphene. The second kind of nanomaterial is metal based nanomaterials. Here mainly n number of metals are used as nanoparticle, but for medicine, in the as a nanomedicine, mainly 3 most important nanoparticles are metal based nanoparticles are gold nanoparticles, silver nanoparticles, and iron oxide nanoparticles, that is made up of Fe3O4. Okay, so if we talk about gold nanoparticles, they are biocompatible, and gold nanoparticles are currently useful in imaging, drug delivery, and most widely it is used as photothermal therapy. Okay, silver has a property of strong antimicrobial activity, so it is useful in wound dressing and coatings. So silver nanoparticle is used as antimicrobial agent. And the third widely used nanoparticles are iron oxide or iron nanoparticles. The iron is super paramagnetic. Okay, and that's why it is useful in MRI contrast agent and in magnetic hyperthermia resonance imaging. MRI magnet, it detects by use mainly magnetic power, and the property of iron nanoparticle, that is super paramagnetic property, is useful in contrast as a contrast agent in MRI study. And the another use of iron oxide nanoparticle or iron nanoparticle is like magnetic hyperthermia. Magnetic hyperthermia, it is the like it is a cancer treatment technique that uses magnetic nanoparticle to generate heat in specific area. Okay, so typically a tumor is removed by applying an alternating magnetic field. Okay, so removal of tumor by heat and magnetic field. So that is about magnetic hyperthermia, that is recently discovered technology. So in magnetic metal-based nanoparticle, there are three types of metal-based nanoparticle: gold nanoparticles, silver nanoparticles, and iron oxide nanoparticles. Next slide, please. So another thing is like polymeric nanomaterials. Okay, next slide. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. So next slide, please. Previous. I think you jumped 2 slides. So next is polymeric nanomaterials. So in polymeric nanomaterials, people are working in this field. So there are different polymers, natural and synthetic polymers. Chitosan, alginate, that is natural polymer, and people are doing work and they are preparing nanoparticle from this natural as well as synthetic PLGA, that is, and PEG. So we have seen example of this PEG containing liposomes, that is doxyl. Doxyl is pegylated. Pegylated, what is the meaning of pegylated? So PEG is used to form nanoparticle of doxorubicin. So pegylation is done. This pegylation is done by different technology, and that pegylated. So nanomaterial are like they are biodegradable and biocompatible in nature, and these nanoparticles are used in controlled drug release, and it is also used in vaccine delivery. Okay, so this is about polymeric nanomaterials. Next is lipid-based nanomaterial. So lipid-based nanomaterial are like first example is liposomes. So liposome, what is liposome? We all know, we have studied in our coursework. So liposomes are bilayer vesicles and used in approved drug product like we have seen example of doxyl. So here doxyl, it is example of liposome, and synthetic polymers like PEG is used to form doxyl. Okay, so pegylated liposome doxorubicin is example of one great example of liposome, first FDA approved nanomedicine. Then second is solid lipid nanoparticles. So solid lipid nanoparticles, it means so it is solid at a room or body temperature, and it is stable at room body temperature. So it can be useful for oral or topical delivery, the drugs which cannot be given oral. So we have to form it in the form of solid lipid nanoparticle, and we can prepare its oral formulation. So this is also one of the important solid lipid nanoparticles. The another thing is nanostructured lipid carriers. Nanostructured lipid carriers, they improve the version of it is the improved version of solid lipid nanoparticle. But what is the advantage here? So nanostructured lipid carrier have great drug loading capacity. Okay, so I am giving this seminar, you are attending, you are listening carefully, but what is the use of this? So when you are attending such seminar, you have to think what we can do, or if you have any idea, you can think and you can apply it. Okay, so currently many startup, we will see in following slide, many startups are coming and working on nano material. So you can work on these lipid based nanomaterials, and you can get good product out of these with like untouched areas. Okay, and the most untouched area in this field is personalized nanomedicine, so you can focus on that. Okay, next slide, please. So next type of nanomaterial is dendrimer. It is tree-like branch polymers with a center core. So we have seen we can see on top right corner. The advantage of dendrimers are like it has a high surface functionality, and the most important thing for dendrimer, it is like it is suitable for gene and drug delivery. Okay, so these are the advantages of dendrimers. And last two things. The first is like quantum dots. What is the meaning of quantum dots? So it is semiconductor. Okay, semiconductor nanocrystals are there. It emit light in size tunable manner, and the use of quantum dots, it is semiconductor, so it is useful in bioimaging and diagnostic purpose. So this is about quantum dots. So say selenium silicide quantum dots are available. Zinc silicon quantum dots are available in market. Okay, same facility, and you can work on this nanotechnology easily. Okay, so you have good idea in this field, you can get funding. And better, I can say, like if you have good idea and you can do your research on your own, so don't go only for funding. You can also go for except funding, you can also go to startups. Okay, so venture capitals are also willing to pay you for this kind of your idea. So people are also giving funding for only for your startup idea. Okay, they will give you funding for your idea or for development of prototype. So it is well promoted in the field of this nano world. Okay, so people are mainly focusing in current situation. People are mainly focusing on two things like nano and AI. Okay, so you can get funding easily if you have good idea or good projects in this case. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, we
Yeah.
have one more question.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to family and BPharm students who are curious to explore a career in the field of nanotechnology or nanomedicine?
So uh, for family or BPharm students, if you are interested in research, okay, if you are interested in research, so don't go with just traditional research. Don't go with traditional research like everyone is doing. Someone is synthesizing product from that plant and preparing cream. Don't go just research like this. So current trends are like nanotechnology is emerging. Okay, so you can use, if you want to prepare those plant-based cream. So think, where can I use nanotechnology? Or for BPharm student, in chemistry. In chemistry, the synthesis, some drug synthesis are very difficult, but nanoparticles are also available for the synthesis purpose. Okay, so gold nanoparticles, people are using gold nanoparticles, and the gold nanoparticles have great applicability and it impact greatly on the synthesis part. So you can use your research for your research purpose. You can use nanotechnology wisely. If you have any idea, you can come up with to me. Okay, I will suggest you so how to take your idea to commercialization. Okay, if you have any idea about this using nanotechnology in your research or artificial intelligence, same thing is with artificial intelligence in your research. If you have any idea, don't go with these routine progresses. Okay, so this is about nanotechnology in research. It can give you great career. Okay, people are very few in the market who have expertise in this nanotechnology, so you can easily absorb in industry or any good academic institute if you know more about nanotechnology. Okay, so this is about nanotechnology for BPA and PharmD students.
Sir, we have one more question. Sir, how can we optimize the design and manufacturing of NPS to ensure